Hello. Putting my sunglasses on. I am Mary Staples. I am a Ruby director with Mia Bella Candles. And I wanted to tell you a little bit of my story. I can tell you that I have been putting off doing this because I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted to have pretty little graphics, pictures of my kids, pictures of places I've gone. You know, you've seen some of these My Story Mondays. And I realized that that's not me. I'm not good at those things. And I am always in my car. So why not do a My Story Monday from my car? And I'm actually on my way to the airport to go to our fling or convention. And I have a 2-hour drive to the airport, so why not do my story from the car? Diet Pepsi. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. I am a mom of 4. My kids are 24, 22, 20, and 18. That's another reason I'm always in the car. They have gone to private school, which I paid for mostly from selling candles. We'll get to that. And so I'm in the car a lot for that. I was a Girl Scout leader for 13 years and took kids everywhere. And now I'm a hospice nurse. So, like I said, this is my office. This is my car. My back is full of nurse supplies and candles. They're not in there right now. I took them out. I didn't want them to melt. But this might seem unconventional, but I have gone live on Facebook from my car. I have gone live with no makeup on. And a lesson in life is sometimes you just gotta do it instead of waiting for the time to be perfect. Just do it. So, I live in the Midwest. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana. As I said, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 32 years. Worked in the hospital many, many years. 6 months before COVID, I left the hospital, so I look brilliant. And I'm currently a hospice nurse, like I said. And I love, love, love being a nurse. But candles have always been a part of my life. I don't remember a time when I didn't have candles around. I set my brother's bed on fire when I was 3. Probably with a candle. Who knew? I remember in college having, the pillar candles. I thought that candle company in the mall was the best thing in the world. And probably about 10 years ago, a friend of mine at the time introduced me to this candle company based out of Phoenix. And I thought they were amazing. And so very much it became the gift everybody got me was a candle. It was a birthday or Christmas or anytime. Give me a candle. I literally had a shelf in my linen closet all with candles. We called it the changing of the season candles. My kids used to hate it because I'd collect all the spring candles and put out all the summer. And just had a love for candles. And for me, really, it is about an ambiance. It's about a relaxation. It's about comfort and home. Yes, it's about that scent. Lilac. I'm not a flower candle person, but I had a lilac bush outside my window as a kid. So lilac to me. Holiday Reef. The ones that smell like a Christmas tree. But my GPS is going to say, welcome to Ohio soon. That's part of my childhood, going and cutting down the Christmas tree. Also, for my children, that is something...
Welcome to Ohio.
Welcome to Ohio. We call it Family Tree Day, also known as Black Friday or the day after Thanksgiving. That is the day we go to our local tree farm, pick out a tree, decorate it, watch the Christmas music, movies, listen to the Christmas music, all the things. Favorite day of the year. I will guarantee you that 50 years from now, my kids are going to smell a candle that smells like a Christmas tree and think of their mom. So it's very much always been a powerful thing in my life. And so my friend was telling me that I should start selling these candles. And I said, I don't have the time. I got 4 kids. I have this job. I'm a volunteer, everything. Who has the time? But I love candles. And I said, I'll spend too much money. And she's like, really? I get a discount or I get them free. And I went, okay, I'll try it. I was helping her get some trip points. So
there's a speed trap ahead.
Speed trap, I better slow down. I joined. And I remember people saying, oh, when you get your business cards. And I thought, business cards? I'm not going to get business cards. I'm just selling candles to my friends. I'm not doing this for real. And then I'll never get a trip. I'll never win a trip. Come on. Who only, 5 people win a trip or earn a trip. And then I started realizing that I could probably make a business out of this, that I could pay for my kids' private school with this money. And everything that I bought, whether it be a business card or a supply, became a tax write-off. And here's one of the things that I tell people that they don't get. I travel. I love to travel. Went to Rome, went to Jamaica, going to Phoenix. All of those travel, even Rome, can become a tax write-off if you're giving out free samples, if you're talking about your business. So much of my expenses are now business expenses. And so I get a huge tax break from running a small business. That was something I didn't expect. So sorry, back to the story. So I started selling these candles about 7-8 years ago. And at the time, the candle company was run by a corporation. I didn't know any different. I didn't know a family-run company. I knew a corporation. And I decided to go to a conference in July in Phoenix. Who does that? And I knew nobody. Now, if you've ever met me, I make friends in an elevator. So it wasn't too hard for me to get to know people, but also I was just overwhelmed with the friendliness of the people around and the camaraderie that some of these people had. And, women, I think especially, we're taught to kind of be a little competitive with each other. And I didn't see any of that. And that's another thing I really love about these people, this business, is it doesn't matter if you're on my team or not on my team. I'm going to give you every secret I have to help you be successful, because that helps the company be successful. So I can ask a question or get help from somebody that really has no reason to help me, but they'll just help. And I'm the same way. And I love that non-competitive nature. So I start selling these candles, and I meet these people from across the country who very quickly become friends. From Tennessee, from Arizona, from Texas. One's even in Alaska now. That became friends, and especially with social media, that you can stay in contact with people, and surely became people that I enjoyed seeing at these annual conventions. And if you've never been to a convention, go. It is so worth the money. You learn so much. You have such a good time. And then I started earning trips. Go figure. One of the best ways is with fundraisers, I'm here to tell you. But I started going on even more amazing trips for free. So, 2020, we're just getting into COVID, and they're talking about maybe us not being able to go on this trip. Excuse me. And I'm in my car, and one of my candle friends calls me and says, "You're not going to believe this." And I said, "Oh, they're canceling the trip to Costa Rica." And they said, "No, the company has gone bankrupt and they've closed the doors." I had to pull over, and I'm not making that up. I was in the car, and we all know that Friday when our rug was pulled out from underneath us at the old candle company, and I had two thoughts immediately. Where am I going to get my candles from now? because I truly believed at the time they were the best candles. I loved the candles. Where am I going to get my candles? And as soon as I had that thought, my next thought was, well, what about my friends? One, their finances, but also the selfish part of me is, when do I get to see them again? Because now I'm getting to see these people 2 and 3 times a year. I get to go on trips with them. I get to go to convention, and these are people I care about and love and I want to hang out with. How am I going to get to do that? And, you know, we all needed our time to process what was going on. And literally, I think it was 3 days later. It was 3 or 4 days. Chris, my friend in Texas, calls me and says, I found our other company. And I went, no. She's like trying to get me out to go on a date when I just had a bad breakup. And she's like, I'm telling you, I think these candles are even better than what we had. They're clean burning, all natural. It's a family-run business. They are never selling it to a corporation. You just need to call and talk to the CEO. And I said, yeah, right, like I'm going to talk to the CEO. She's like, no, his name's Bob. Call this number. So I called the number. She actually did a little conference call with him. And I joined Mia Bella's before I'd even smelled a candle. And I remember thinking, what in the heck is sweet orange and chili pepper? Probably would have never bought that candle, but it came at the time in a kit. And it is still to this day one of my favorites. The welcome that we were given by the people of Mia Bella, by the company, was like nothing I've ever seen before. And those scents, that holiday wreath for me, that had become part of our memories and our history, they were willing to try to recreate for us. And I get a little choked up. And if you've ever watched any of my videos, my daughter's in my videos with me a lot. We are hilarious. And we always do opening of candles, and she's blunt, honest, so much, too much so sometimes. And we had opened this candle, holiday wreath, that Mia Bella's had recreated, and I started to cry. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, I didn't think I was going to get this ever again. So the welcome of the company has been amazing. And remember, I said I have such a love for the people that are within this company. Mia Bella's in the company before, and I'm going to give you an example, a couple. But after everything that was happening, obviously we were facing COVID. I'm a nurse. I was still working. In December of 2020, 1 week before I was to get the vaccine, I contracted COVID. Was deathly ill. Ended up in the hospital. It was not a good Christmas. 2 of my children became very ill as well. I was on oxygen for 6 weeks. Could not work. It's kind of a blur. When I got to the hospital that I was transferred lights and sirens, the first question they asked me was if I wanted to be resuscitated. It was a pretty scary time. And contrary to what some people think, there was not money just thrown at me because I had COVID and was off work. So now I'm worried about finances, and it's Christmas. And so that little candle company that I run, you know, I still had people who would stop over and I'd put a candle out on the porch, and they'd leave me bananas and they'd pay for a candle. But again, my friend Chris immediately put a GoFundMe page up for me and said, hey, I have COVID. And I had great friends and family that donated to this, but the majority of the people who donated, the majority of the money came from my candle family, some of whom I don't even think I knew personally. And I was so overwhelmed and touched by their generosity at a time when I truly did need it. I'll never forget that. So now we're part of the Mia Bella family. We know what we know when we know it. There's things I did in nursing that we would never do today. I thought the candles I had were the best. The ones I have now are the best. I have asthma. I can tell you that if I burn now a petroleum or paraffin-based candle, I have trouble breathing. I do not waste a bottle of wine, and I do not waste a candle. If I break one, I find a way to burn it in a bowl. I don't waste it. I threw away 30 partial candles from my closet once I started burning the Abella. I'd never done that before. Those store-bought ones, those ones from the other company, I threw away. And I have pictures to prove it, because I said I'll never burn another candle but me Abellas. I believe in this company, and I have people say to me, oh, how are you good at this? You know, I'm trying to sell cleaning products and I just can't do it. Well, my question is, do you love those cleaning products? I'm not a cleaning girl. I love cleaning products. So how can you quote sell or share something you don't love? People realize authenticity, and these are candles I use every day, so I don't have a hard time sharing them with people. If you want to know more, send me a message. So life goes on, my kids are growing up, I'm doing a pretty good job with this company. We are very big pet people. The fact that this company gives back to causes like pets touches my heart. And I have these friends who become like family. And I want to give you another example for me personally, something I don't talk about a whole lot, of how candles have helped me in life. I know that could sound lame to some people, but it's true for me. A couple of years ago, my kids were, obviously getting older, and it became very apparent to me that my 25-year marriage was ending. Not something I ever envisioned. Not something I wanted. Obviously, previously, it was something I knew that needed to happen, and began that process. And, mourned that loss of a marriage. Thought I'd been doing the right things for my kids, realized maybe it wasn't. And there were days I didn't want to get out of bed. But obviously as a mom, as a nurse, I have to. But there were also times when I'd get a text from somebody that said, hey, I love that last candle you gave me. Can I get 2 more of those? And I'd be like, okay, sure. Or a new candle would be coming out and I couldn't wait to smell it. And it's not always the big things in life that keep us going, it can be the little things. And so, little things, like smelling a new candle, like seeing who got promoted, kept me moving forward. Might seem lame to somebody who doesn't understand that it's not always the big things in our life, but the little things that bring us joy. I have a gratitude bin that we put things in year-round, my kids and I, and it's little things. And then on New Year's Eve, we open that up and we read these little slips of paper that say, things like, I really love that new candle, or Isabella got an A on her test, things that you forget about through life. So when I say that these people matter to me, that this company matters to me, that it has brought me joy, and it has brought me income, and it has allowed me to travel, all those things are true. And just a little plug, the nurse in me. I think a gift of nursing is I don't take things for granted. I don't think that tomorrow is guaranteed, because guess what? It's not. And we've always heard the adage, oh, nobody on their deathbed says they wish they would have worked more. I am privileged to be with people on their deathbeds, to talk to them about their death that is going to be occurring. And none of them have ever said, boy, I regret taking that chance. I regret going on that trip. I regret eating dessert first. It's the other way around. People say all the time, I'm going to travel when I retire. I'm going to do that later. I'm going to join that company when I have time. I'm going to do that when I have money. I'm here to tell you, seize the day. Carpe diem. There's no time like now. If you put it off, you're going to keep putting it off. The only regret that I have about starting this business is that I didn't do it sooner. I have no regrets. But I help people deal with regrets at the end of their life. And I am telling you, if you have ever thought about, I really like candles too, maybe I should join this company, call me, talk to me. You will not regret it. I mean, if you find out it's not for you, it's not set in stone, you can easily unjoin. I don't think you will. I think if you have any sort of love for candles or people, that this will be something that you will be so happy that you did this. I know I am. So I leave you with that in anything in your life, don't put it off. Talk to a person who's a medical person, or, we see things and we know things, and I'm driving right now to Detroit. There's no guarantee that, it's going to be a safe trip. I pray that it is. But like I said, don't put things off. If you've got something to say to somebody, say it. If you want to go on that trip, go do it. Find a way. Join the company. Buy the candle. Smell the roses. All the things. So I leave you with thank you so much to my candle family. My candle sisters and brothers. They are friends. They are family. They bring me joy. They keep me moving forward. Thank you to my friends and customers who buy these candles, who support my small business. I think we need more of that. There's big corporations out there that don't care if you buy their product or not, but a small business does. And thank you to my children, my joys, who have to haul those candles in, who have to help me label them, who roll their eyes sometimes when that big fundraiser arrives. My daughter, who's brutally honest on our videos. So thank you to them. And I'm so honored and I'm so blessed to be a part of this company. And I thank God every day for it.